Hi everyone, Donna here with Bookkeeping Made Simple, and today I want to kind of go over again the different roles that accountants can play for your business and how to decide which one you need. And it's necessary that the more expertise and experience and education an accountant has, the more they're going to charge because the more value they're going to bring to your company. As always, if you enjoy these videos, please like, share, and subscribe. It helps me grow my channel. And it also, my goal here is to reach as many people as I can, especially those who want to grow a business, and help them to understand really what it takes and how they can be successful. I always say that the best compliment I get is with a client that has outgrown our services and wants to IPO, and we've had a few of those. I absolutely love that. So let's talk about the core accounting services, the different things that different accounting professionals can do. And the first one is bookkeeping and accounting. Bookkeeping is just getting your transactions together and entering those transactions into your accounting software so that they can generate the financial reports that you need. Those reports are the income statement or profit and loss, the balance sheet, and the statement of cash flows. That's all a bookkeeper does. They enter your transactions into your accounting software. We are exclusive users of, or we exclusively use QuickBooks Online. We're elite pro advisors for that, so that's our preference for a lot of reasons. So a bookkeeper will enter everything into QuickBooks. The accountant will then interpret those reports. So if you have an accounting appointment with me or with someone else, we're going to be looking at what is your past performance, what is your current performance, what are your margins, what trends or changes are going on in your market. For example, as we're entering the fourth quarter of the year, most retailers are looking forward to a really solid Christmas season. Black Friday is called Black Friday because that is the day of the year that the accountant can put the red ink away and only needs to use black ink for retailers. And that particular landscape is changing. Trends are changing. We are looking at probably, well, almost certainly going into a recession. So you want to know how all of these feed into your business so that you can make thoughtful, informed decisions about your strategy and your tactics moving forward. The next kind of group in bookkeeping or in accounting is taxes. And we are, in my company, we are currently preparing for tax season, getting the last few tax returns done that had extensions. So what should you expect from a really good tax preparer? Well, one, your tax accountant should be meeting with you multiple times a year. We provide quarterly reviews for all of our clients, partly so that we can talk to our clients about upcoming changes in their businesses that may be happening. It's a real pain in the neck to try to transfer someone from cash accounting to accrual-based accounting. So we want to know about anything that may be coming up that might need to change the way we approach the books. But if you have a tax accountant, most of the tax accountants that I know of only meet with their clients once a year just to do their tax returns. And I think that's doing them a real disservice because they're missing out on tax planning. Tax planning consists of actually looking at the books and then looking at how tax laws have changed throughout the year and preparing your client for the upcoming year. So I want to meet with all of my clients this quarter so that I can look at their books and then ask them questions about what their anticipated tax burden is going to be, if they're going to get a refund or if they're going to need to pay in, and also give them a chance. This is the time to start making those decisions about, do we need to start implementing some tax strategies to save money? I have a webinar that I'm going to be doing later. I haven't finished writing it out yet, but it will talk about some tax strategies, but you have to be able to do those before the end of your fiscal year. And for most people, that fiscal year is the same as the calendar year. It ends on December 31st. So we want to make sure that for our tax clients, that we are meeting with them frequently. Well, for all of our clients, that we're meeting with them frequently, and that we can start to really update and change and make sure that decisions that are being made about the business can be beneficial on a tax basis, kind of with regard to tax. Tax preparation is just sitting down and preparing the taxes. Pretty simple. And then at the highest level of accounting, we have CFO and other advisory services. So a CFO stands for Chief Financial Officer. I went most of my life without realizing that when people refer to the C-suite, they're always referring to the chiefs. I don't know why. I never made that connection. But what a CFO does is they do policies and procedures. They don't do quote unquote accounting work like some of my past clients have seemed to believe. They don't quote run your business, but they do provide you with strategies and procedures and policies to help you make decisions about your business, again, and they may even advise you on what decisions to make that are going to make sure that your business has enough money to pay its obligations. This does not make them your controller. It does not make them your day-to-day accountant. This is an advisory position, and that's really important to know. I've never heard of a CFO that sits down with the checkbook and pays the bills. That's something that the accountant or bookkeeper does. In fact, I encourage the business owner to do it because they should know what money is coming in and what money is going out. But the CFO can start to help develop those strategies to make sure the money's coming in and that the money is properly put aside to make sure that the money's available to pay obligations. So this means things like accounts payable. We need to know what the accounts payable is, and we need to make sure that there's money set aside for that. The CFO would work with the bank and investor relations involving raising capital, whether it's through loans or debt instruments or equity. The CFO would also come up with procedures related to collections. So do they need a collections agency to talk to? Do they have a collections attorney? They're also going to make sure that the money is put aside for payroll, which is the #1 expense for most businesses. So it's important to understand what these roles are. Your bookkeeper is a fairly low level, they're professionals, but they're fairly low level. But your CFO, if you're getting CFO or advisory services from an accountant, you should expect to pay a lot of money for that. And one of the things, I had a client a couple of years ago that seemed to think that as a bookkeeper, I was going to be basically her office manager. And it's important to understand that although many office managers do bookkeeping, #1, many times they're not very good at it. I have fixed a lot of books or had to go back and redo a lot of books where the office manager had no bookkeeping experience and kind of got thrown to the wolves. And 2, the bookkeeper may not be any good at being an office manager. So if they're really good at bookkeeping, they may not be good at office management. And if they're really good at office management, they may not be any good at bookkeeping. These are not overlapping skills necessarily. Office managers require a lot of multitasking. They're very good at a lot of things. They're organizers. And those are all traits that would make them good bookkeepers. But bookkeepers often are the type that are very introverted, want to sit behind the screens, and they don't want to talk to a lot of people, whereas an office manager does have to talk to a lot of people. So while they are complementary skill sets, they're not necessarily the same thing. And again, your accountant, anything above bookkeeping, you should be looking for a degree in accounting, preferably a master's degree in accounting or higher, especially if you want someone to be working as your CFO or providing you with advisory services. The other half, by the way, of CFO is an advisory role, by the way, to develop your processes and procedures to make sure that you know what to do in specific situations. You can pass those down to your employees. But then the coach or the advisor is going to understand best practices in business. And this is going to be beyond accounting. So your business coach is going to talk to you about marketing, about sales, about HR, about SOPs, about, did I mention marketing and sales? That seems to be one of the big sticking points for a lot of business owners. And they are going to talk to you about what the return on your ad spend should be. How many salespeople do we need to hire to reach our goals? And things like that. So I wanted to really go over this. Again, I've had clients not understand what it is that we do. And I will always say, refer back to your agreement. We don't do long-term agreements at Bookkeeping Made Simple, but we do have, or we don't do long-term contracts. You're not locked into anything, but we do have an agreement that talks about what we do. And if you're asking for services outside of that scope, you're very likely to get a lot of pushback. And the reason for that is we have to budget our time to make sure that we can take care of all of our clients. And the best way to do that is to be very, very detailed on the scope. So if you've hired a bookkeeper to make sure that the books are correct, you should not be asking them also to be part of your, you should be able to simply submit invoices to them and ask them to prepare them for payment, but understand that at Bookkeeping Made Simple, we don't actually pay any invoices for you. We prepare them, we send them to you, and we let you know whether or not the money's available and wait for an authorization from you. And again, we don't do office management work. It is strictly bookkeeping, accounting, payroll, tax, CFO, and advisory. With that said, I do want to go ahead and close the video. As always, if you enjoyed these videos, and if I didn't say it before because my ADHD is through the roof today, please like, share, and subscribe. Hit the red notification bell. If you're on YouTube, you guys know what to do. And I will look forward to talking to you again real soon.